Hello and welcome back to my book talk channel. I am here with my co-host, Big Boy, my trusty reader cat. Yeah, the blush right now, it's giving like rare beauty, but it's not even rare beauty, but I do know, don't point it out please, I am like fully aware of how bad it looks. At this point I figured I'd just live with it. So I'm still at home right now for spring break, but I'm going to my favorite bookstore ever. It's called The Book Lady and it's in Monroe, North Carolina. And I've been going to this bookstore since I was 8. I really wanted to go there for my birthday this year, or last year I guess, but she's only open very specific days, like only Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. But I am going today, so I'm excited to bring you all along on my journey. Hopefully we'll find some good things there. I'm not really looking for anything in specific, although I'm just kind of going there to see what I can find. So come along with me. Let me show you the fit. I want to be one of those girlies that have like a little tote bag, but I don't know where, like, do y'all order them online or do you just stumble upon them? How do I find one? Because I feel like if I order a tote bag, that makes me not a tote bag girly. Like ugly Walmart ones, but they're not the aesthetic ones that people have, and I'm so jealous. Like, where do y'all get one? But, so I'm wearing this, which Goodwill, and then these pants are also Goodwill from the men's section. And then I just got on some Converse. I left my earrings up in my apartment, and I also got on my necklace. So yeah, let's go. Okay. Sorry, you're on my steering wheel, so if the camera's a little like tilted, that's why. But we are here, we're at the Book Lady, and I just pulled in. My driving's not well, and I think one of my tires is low, so I'm about to check my tire pressure and then go book shopping. And then I am meeting my mom for lunch. She can leave at 1:30, so I'm gonna have to be done book shopping, which it's 12:10 right now. So I think I have enough time. I might even have time to go thrift shopping after, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, come inside with me. I'm just calling to say I am so troubled by the soul of mine. So far, I've had a little too much of good luck. Let me see if I can pick my case up to show you. I don't know if you can see, but it's like bowing the handles. And I'm afraid to go check out because I think they'll all judge me. But then I'm like, I'm helping their business out. But also behind me, I found the James Patterson shrine. I'll show it to you close up. I swear that man has to have a ghostwriter or something, because I can hardly write one school paper. I'm back! Alright, let's see what I got. So a few things to know. Firstly, I did give away my whole book collection because I was moving to college and I was like, oh, I don't need this anymore. But now I really missed the books I had. So I am trying to regrow my collection. So that is why I got the Divergent series. I don't like this cover, but that's the only cover they had, so that's the one I got. All 3 of the Divergent books. But I should know, I had really good luck. So, next thing I got is, and this is another joke, in my childhood I was obsessed with the series. I read the whole thing. It's like, feels like it's millions of books long. But that is The Warrior Cats. And actually, speaking of cats, The Warrior Cats. And I also got this just to remind me of why I started reading. It was that little kid in me that just, bless you. That little kid in me that just loved reading. And this was all I read. And then it led into the Percy Jackson series. And then it led into so much more. So I got this just to remind myself. It's a little beat up. But it's $5 and it has an activity inside. So I might play that. Next, I got Scathe and Thunderhead, which I don't know what these are about, but I've seen good things. So this is book 1 of the Arc of Sith. It's a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and even conquered death. Now Skeets are the only ones who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice a role neither of them wants. The teens must master the art of taking life, knowing the consequences of failure can mean losing their own. They learn living in a perfect world only comes with a heavy price. So I got the first book and the second book of that series. And honestly, I really like the cover. Like, they're kind of beautiful in a disgusting, poetic way. Next, I got The Forest of Hands and Teeth, and I honestly did not go in there, and I've never heard of this book before, but I read the back, and it's only $2.50. So, if it's not good, that's just $2. But in Mary's world, there are simple truths. The sisterhood always knows best, the guardians will protect and serve, the under-conservator will never relent, and you must always mind the fence that surrounds the village, the fence that protects the village from the forest of hands and teeth. But slowly, Mary's truths are failing her. She learned one thing she never wanted to know about the sisterhood and its secrets, and the guardians and their power. When the fence is breached, her world is thrown into chaos. Now she must choose between her village and her future, because the one she loves and the one who loves her, and she must face the truth about the force of hands and feet. Could there be life outside a world surrounded by so much death? So yeah, I don't know. It just sounded really good. I love sisterhood, and this kind of sounds like a toxic sisterhood. But either way, sisters, it's National Women's History Month, so gotta represent the ladies. Yeah, this one's by a woman. I would have felt so bad if it wasn't even by someone who identified as female, and I was like, it's for the ladies. So I caught a break. Next, I found The Cruel Prince for $4. I don't know how much it is online, but I feel like that's a good deal. It does have a little bit of coffee stains on the back, but that's something I can clean off and something I'm not entirely concerned about. In my world, books are meant to be loved and used and abused. So I will literally chuck my book across the room if it's good or bad. Just depends. But Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of the Fae. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise human, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place in the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. So I've heard good things about this book and the aesthetic of this book, so I'm really excited to try that. My favorite genres are young adult, fantasy, and romance, so excited to give this a try. Next, I got The Darkest Path, which I remember reading this a while ago, but I don't remember if I liked it or not. I think this is the first in the series. There's a map of the United States. Maybe if I forgot. But hopefully I liked it. I didn't buy it if I didn't like it. But if I did, it was only $3.50. So, and it's like hardback. But it's not one of those hardbacks with the like, I love hardbacks like this. Okay, side rant. Hardbacks were like this. I hate them. Like, I hate the little dust jackets. This is how you do this. If you're going to make a hardback, just, I don't know how much this costs. This probably cost a lot of money to like print it directly on. But I don't know. If it's going to be back, then a hardback with a dust cover. Just speaking my truth. Oh. The Darkest Path. The Glorious Path wants complete control of the country. Those they have captured are given the choice, join or be killed. 15-year-old Callum Rowe and his younger brother James were captured by the Glorious Path, a militant religion based on the teachings of a former U.S. soldier, and are forced to join 6 years ago. As a war rages between the Path and what's left of the U.S. government, Cal gets along by working in the Path's dog kennels. But soon, Cal is presented with the opportunity to move up in the Path's ranks, putting him on the verge of becoming one of the Path's deadliest secret agent. Cal befriends a stray dog named Bear and kills a commander who wants to train Bear to be a vicious attack job. This sends them both on the run and sets in motion an incredible series of events that will test Cal's loyalty and end in a fierce battle of the fate the entire country lasted. I just think that's such a pretty, cover. And next, I got The 11th Path. So, I'm assuming, although I didn't check, I'm assuming The 11th Path is the sequel or maybe the third book to The Darkest Path, but I found something cute. I know this is bad, but I love finding little messages in books, and this one's kind of threatening. This book belongs to Reagan. I'm going to redact the last name. So if I find you stealing it, you are dead. Have a nice day, Reagan. There's little hearts over all the eyes and everything too. I thought that was so cute. I don't know if there's any more writing throughout the book, but the books are in great condition, so Reagan, you did a banged up job keeping these good. And again, with a pretty hardcover book. Thanks, Reagan. Next, I got The Warrior Hair. My receipt's in there, or a receipt is in here. I didn't check this one to see if there's any writing in it. Yeah, this is not my receipt. I guess this is the receipt they bought the book for, but they bought it for 99 cents. At least I know where they got it. Oh, it's from Goodwill. It's not bad. Her name was Samantha. Thank you, Samantha. I do feel a bit creepy now that I have Samantha's information, because it says her last name on there too, but thanks, Samantha. So I got the book from you for 99 cents. I bought it for $3.50. Definitely an upcharge, but it's in great condition. Anyways, so this book is called The Warrior Hair by Cindy Williams Chime. And an epic battle between good and evil. Before he knew it about the roses, 16-year-old Jack lived an unremarkable life in a small Ohio town of Trinity. Only the medicine he was to take daily and a thick scar above his heart set him apart from other high schoolers. Then one day, Jack skips his medication. Suddenly, he's stronger, fiercer, more confident than ever before. It feels great until he loses control of his strength and nearly kills another player during soccer tryouts. Soon, Jack learns the truth beside himself. He is a weirdling, part of an underground society of magic people who live among us. At the Hair wits the feuding houses of the Red Rose and the White Rose, whose power is determined by playing the game. The magical tournament in which each house sponsors a warrior fight to death. The winning house rules. If his bizarre heritage is enough, Jack finds out he's just not another member. He's the last of the warriors at a time both houses are scouting for a fighter. It's got big text, and even though it's about 400 pages, I'm hoping to breeze through it. Next, I got The Becoming of Noah Shaw. I saw this book everywhere, I think, a few years ago. I heard my cat make a noise, but he is on the floor now. Anyways, I saw this book everywhere a few years ago, and I always wanted to read it, but I never found it. I hope this is the first book in the series. If not, I'm SOL, because I just saw praise for the Meyer Dry trilogy. Yeah, it says Volume 1. So everyone thinks 17-year-old Noah Shaw has the world on strings. They're wrong. Mara Dreyer is the only one he trusts with his secrets and his future. He shouldn't, and both are scared that uncovering the truth about themselves will force them apart. They're right. In the first of Shaw Confessions, the companion series to New York Times bestselling Maya Dyer novels, old skeletons are laid bare, new promises prove deadly. This is what happens after they're happily ever after. I'll have to see if I can read this, since it is a companion novel, if I can read this without reading the Maya Dyer series. If not, then that's another book that sits on my TBR for a while, until I finally either find or buy the series. Which I'm trying to stop buying books. I really hope I can read it by its own. Next, I got These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. Again, I've saw this book everywhere recently, and she's a thick one. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Okay. This is a dust jacket. Oh my god. This is a one. I don't hate this. I don't hate this dust jacket. I know I just got done ranting about dust jackets and hardcover books, but this is one I don't mind. This is done well. Okay, this is historical, which, gonna wait for my cat to get done scratching my door. I'm not big on historical, but I am trying to diversify my reading this year. So maybe if I like this, and I don't think it's like a historical fiction or something, but maybe if I like this, I could try reading other set back forth dates. Anyways, so the year is 1926, and Shanghai hums to the tune of debauchery. A blood feud between two gangs runs the street red, numbing the city to its chaos. At the heart of this is 18-year-old Julieta Kaya, a former flatbread girl who's returned to begin her duties as the proud heir of the Scarlet Gang, a network of criminals far above the law. Their only rivals in power are the White Flowers, who have fought the Scarlets for generations, and behind every move is their heir, Roma I can't pronounce names. I'm sorry. That's one thing you will never catch me being able to do, is pronounce names. Montagov, who is Juliet's first love until he betrayed her. Ooh, enemies to lovers? Lovers to enemies to lovers? I don't know. I haven't heard about this book. But then the gangsters on both sides start clawing their own throats out. The people start to whisper of contagion, a madness, a monster in the shadow. As the deaths stack up, Juliet and Roma must set their guns aside and work together no matter their personal grudges. For if they cannot contain this mayhem, there will be no city left to rule. It's a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet, which makes sense now that I think about it. It's so pretty. I'm sorry, sometimes you just gotta... Okay, I'm done staring at this book. And I think I only have one more fiction book, and that is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Manislago. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to end it there. Oh, that's so pretty. Not a fan of this, but this, that's so pretty. Okay, let me see what this is about. Two sisters, one brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself. An intoxicating romance. Interesting. That's in there upside down. $6.50 for that. Ultimately, it was retailing, or at least at the time of this printing, for $18.99, so that's a pretty good discount. Next, I think all that's left are the classics that I got. Again, I am trying to diversify my reading. So, Little Women. I see Jack Edwards. I don't know if it's Jack Edwards or Edwards. I suck at names. I'm horrible at them. But I watch his videos. I follow him on TikTok. I saw him doing the book bracket on TikTok where it's like 2 books and you do. Anyways, he said he loves Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. So I'm excited. It's got really tiny writing. I have to strain my eyes to see. My cat is now going to sit on all the books. Big boy, come on, get off. Please? Guess not. Get off, please. You can help me. Ugh, heavy. Okay, you don't have to act like you're being harmed. This is the most spoiled, rotten cat. I swear to God, he gets wet food, twice a day. Yeah, I know, I'm talking about you. Sleeps on my pillow, kicks me off the pillow so he can lay on it. And then I move him off my books, and he pretends he's being violated to the 20th degree of the law. Can you scoot out of frame? Oh. Well, okay, bud. You're gonna have to move. Come on, please. I don't know if you can see him, but now you can. Technical difficulties right now. He's getting mad. Say goodbye. You see his little tongue? I swear, he knows when I need to get something, because he will sit directly on top of whatever I need, just to ensure that I can't get it. Boop, boop, boop. So no, I can't even remember where I was. I saw Jack Edwards. He talked about how much he loved this book. Apparently, this edition contains Little Women in its entirety, both parts 1 and part 2. Well, I guess, I don't know. Is S.E. Hinton It's not The Outsiders, so I don't think it's considered a classic. But that was then, this is now. It's a short little read. It's got tiny words, but I love The Outsiders, so I was going to try this. I don't even know what it was about. I just kind of saw Essie Hinton, and I picked it up. So it's about these two boys. Their names are Brian and Mark, and they've been as close as brothers. But now Brian's spending a lot more time with girls and thinking seriously about who he wants to be. Mark still just lives for the thrill of the moment. The two are growing apart, but holding on until Brian makes a shocking discovery about Mark. And then Brian faces a decision, one that will change both their lives. Next, I got Three Tales. It's a short little book, but it also has tiny writing. And it is by Gustavo Flambert, and it was translated by Robert Baldick. So it contains 3 tales: A Simple Heart, The Legend of Saint Julian Hospitaller, and The Herodotus. See how I feel about classics. Next, I got The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Again, this is another book I haven't read. I feel bad. I feel like I should have read these, but I didn't. My school, I think we were required to read To Kill a Mockingbird. We had To Kill a Mockingbird, The Outsiders, Shakespeare. In high school, we read part of the Iliad, not the whole thing, or maybe the Odyssey. I think those are 2 different books. I'll have to look them up. Yeah, that just cements how much I know about classics. And Roman, Greek classics, I think. I can't remember which one. I think that's all, like, the classics I had to read. So, yay, America's school system. But now I'm going to try to educate myself, read some classics, and appreciate the literature that came before me. I think I've only ever read books that have been written after I was born, besides the ones I just listed for school. So, sorry, I'm also watching a bird out the window. I am no better than my cat. Next, this is not nonfiction, or this is not a classic. It's Catnip. It's a mystery book set in Las Vegas, lovable characters, a temple bar, a petite redhead with a high heel shoe fetish, and an irresponsible Midnight Louis. They meet over a dead body. So yeah, and it's called Catnap, which I love cats. And then I saw a photo of her and her little kitty in the back. Thought this was so cute. The writing is, again, tiny. But I'm hoping I can get through this. I read the first, 2 or 3 pages, and it was really good. So I'm hoping it continues. Back to the classics, we got Fathers and Sons by Ivan Turgeon, translated and edited by Michael Katz. So, again, another classic. Trying to appreciate greater literature that came before me, classic. And I'm hoping it gives me a deeper appreciation. And I also, I'm sorry, but Rory Gilmore's aesthetic of, I don't know how to describe it, but her aesthetic of reading all these, fancy philosophers and people, I just jive with it and I love it. And I'm not that girl, but I want to be that girl. I'm hoping to become her. Well, not literally. However, some of the love interests she has, would not mind those passing along. Next, I got Of Mice and Men, another book I haven't read. It's short, it's got kind of tiny writing, and there are some marks from a few other people who have read the books before me. So, I'm excited to see what they thought was important enough to highlight in the book. I have no idea what this is about, and, well, Tara, thank you, Tara, for graciously donating this, and it is now coming to my hands. Hopefully I do not let you down. I don't know if you like the book or not, but you highlighted pretty far in, so I'm assuming you finished it. Maybe it's just for a school assignment, though. Next, I did not know I got this. I thought I put this back. Dogs barking. Next, I got Edgar Huntley, or Memoirs of a Sleepwalker by Charles Brown. It's edited for the modern reader by David Steinbeck. Someone did go through here and read it, and they underlined quite a lot in the book. So, maybe her connections, and I'm saying her because it was by Stephanie. Maybe her connections will help me read this. No, later in the book there's no marks. I always get nervous when there's hella marks up front, and there's none later because I'm like, what happened? Did you stop enjoying it? Did you just stop marking it? I need to know. What about my dog barking? I don't know what. That's my mom's dog, actually, but I don't know what she wants. And the last book, which is not fiction, Dance with Thieves. I thought this was just pretty. That's the reason I got it. And then that. A stunning new adventure sets the kingdom a fermented outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations. A sudden death in the lead thrust suddenly into power. 3 young women, Queen's Premier Guard, legendary street thief leading a mission determined to prove herself a dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. When the outlaw leader meets the reformed thief, a cat and mouse game of false moves ensures bring them intimately together in the battle that may cost their lives and their hearts. I might already have this. Wait, I think I already have the Dance of Thieves. Maybe I can give it to one of my roommates. And I've had all the books just like stacking right there, and they all just plummeted to the ground. So, Also, just to let you know, I'm not professional whatsoever with this. I have no professional equipment or camera. I'm just kind of trying to do what I do. I'm hoping my video quality and everything will improve as I continue to go through my journey. But I'm just excited to share this with you. I love books and I love reading. It's my passion. I really hope you can tell. Kind of awkward on camera right now, but I'm hoping that gets better the more I've start doing this. So wish me luck. I'm actually reading a book, not from this haul right now. I'm reading A Secret Year. I just started it today. So I'm only 36 pages in. I haven't had much time to read today, but yeah, thank you. Mwah, mwah.